Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of Microsoft Excel's pivot tables and I will show some incredible but often hidden functions that can truly improve your data analysis in Excel. So it is an official Excel best practice to always convert your Excel data into an official Excel table before creating a pivot table. So I will click anywhere here in this data, then press Ctrl T on the keyboard. This will select all this data here, automatically select this data. Then since my data has headers, so I will check mark this point here, my table has headers. Then I will click on OK. This will convert my data into an official Excel table. The advantage of converting your data into an official Excel table is that whenever you make any additions, any modifications in your data, in your source data, the pivot table will automatically update. You simply have to refresh your pivot table and that will incorporate all the changes in your source data. So that is the advantage of having your data as an official Excel table. So now let's insert our pivot table. I will click here on insert, then I will click on pivot table. This has selected all my data. It is the source is table 1, since Excel has automatically named my table as table 1, so this will select the table 1. Then I will select the location for the pivot table. This will be a new worksheet. I will click on OK. Now I have these headers, all the headers here in the field list, and then I have these areas in which I can drag the headers to create my pivot table. So I want to display sales, product wise sales. For that I need to click on the product description field and I will bring this down into the rows box. This will create a list of all the unique products in my data. Then after that I will bring the sales into the values box. This automatically sums the values for each product and then gives you a total for each product, and then at the end a grand total of sales. So now after creating this pivot table, I want that these values should be displayed in a proper format, and the sign of the currency should be here before each value. To do that, I will click anywhere in the pivot table on these values, then right click. Remember that right click is your Excel best friend when creating pivot tables and when working with pivot tables. I will right click here and then click on number format. Then I will click on this here currency, and then I will give a proper formatting to my values. I have the option to select the currency here. I will select Indian rupees here, then I will click on OK. So this gives a proper formatting to my values, sales values. Now having created this pivot table, I now want that these values should be displayed as a percentage of total here, and that should be a new column added to the pivot table. In order to do that, I will again bring this sales value to the values box. Then I will click on this little drop down button here. Here I have this option value field settings. I can show the values as a sum, count, average, max, min, but I want to show these values as a percentage of total. So I will click on this tab here, show values as, then I will select percentage of grand total. Then I will click on OK, and here I have these sales values as a percentage of grand total, and the grand total is 100%, and each value as a percentage of grand total is displayed here in this column. If you notice your pivot table clearly, you can observe that your pivot table is sorted on the basis of row labels starting from A to Z. You have values starting with B first, then D values, then H values, and so on and so forth. Now suppose that I want to sort my data in pivot table on the basis of sum of sales with those products with the highest sales first, then I should get the products with less number of sales. So how do I do that? I will click anywhere in this column on sum of sales, then I will right click here. I have this sort option here, and I will click on largest to smallest to display those values with the highest number of sales first. You can see that white mug has the highest number of total sales with this value here. Then I have USB cable, then wall clock, and so on and so forth. So that is how you sort values in a pivot table. You can also go to the data tab and click on sort. Here you can sort the values depending on your needs. You can sort from smallest to largest or largest to smallest. Now moving forward in the video, suppose that I am interested in only top 5 products. I want that my pivot table should display only top 5 products, those products which have the highest number of sales. How do I do that? Well, I will click on this drop down here. Then I will go to the value filters, and when I hover the mouse here, you can see that at the bottom here I have this option top 10. I will click here. Now here I have the option to customize this filtering. I can select the top products or the bottom products. I will go with the top products. Then I will select number of products. In this case I am only interested in top 5. I will select 5 here, top 5 items. And with on the basis of sales, I can go with the second column, which is the percentage, but here I will go with sum of sales. Then I will click on OK here, and you can see that my pivot table displays only top 5 products. Now let's go back to the previous step and let us add a filter. Suppose I am interested in knowing the sales of products in different countries. So in that case I will simply search the country field here. It is here. Then I will drag this field into the filter box. Now I have the option here to select any country from this drop down, and my pivot table will display the sales for that country only. I can also multi-select here. I can select multiple countries as well. In order to do that, I have check mark this option here, multiple items. So suppose I want to get the sales of various products in Italy. I will select Italy here and click on OK. So this is the sales of various products in Italy. Now suppose I want to select 2-3 countries together. I will select Italy, Germany, and France here. Click on OK. So these are the sales values for Italy, Germany, and France together. So this is how you add the filter option to a pivot table. You simply have to drag the field of interest to the filter box. Suppose instead of the country, I want to filter on the basis of category. In that case I will bring the category field to the filters box, and here I can select a particular category and I will get the sales values for that category only. After having created this pivot table, now I am also interested in knowing these sales figures by the year, by the month, and by the quarter. In order to do that, I will simply search the date field here. I will search the invoice date and drag it down to the rows box. Now as you notice, you have these sales figures by product. Then you have the sales of each product broken down into year and then quarter and then month. So you have the USB cable first, then the sales of USB cable in year 2020, then in quarter first, then in different months of that quarter. And similarly then you have the second product, that is wireless mouse. sales of wireless mouse in 2020, then in the quarter first of 2020, and in the various months. So that is how your sales figures are. Now we want that this should be the other way round. That means we should have the year first, and then the quarter, and then product names. In order to do that, I will drag this year at the top of this list in the rows box. So now I have the year, then I have various products in that year broken down, the sales figures broken down into quarter and then month, quarter first, quarter second, quarter third. That is how you do it. You can have either the year first or the product first, depending on your requirements. So that is all in today's video. I hope this video was helpful. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Keep supporting, subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.